first wrote Astro Zombies about 1960, right after I had finished Strike Me Deadly. And I was trying to make a real, earnest, true science fiction movie.
Francho. Francho, have the blood exchanger ready. We must get the patient into the thermal freeze vault before cellular deterioration takes place.
And why I called them Astro Zombies is because in the opening scenes in the screenplay that I had written, I had this centrifuge machine, this G machine that they were using to train astronauts. And so in the opening shot, we had this thing going spinning around. You could see a helmeted figure inside. When it stopped, hands reached in and pulled off the helmet, taking the head with it. And of course, that's when we realized it's a robot. And they were making notes about how they could make robots, that is, human beings, and put synthetic body parts in them.
You mean a sort of a zombie? Well, it's not exactly scientific terminology, but it would be closer to the truth.
I dreamed up all this. Don't ask me how. I just dreamed it up. Anyway, and so then John Carradine starts making these Astro Zombies out of criminals that were executed, or in one, of course, one of the first ones is a man who died in a car accident, and Bill Baghdad, who works as his assistant, drags the body, and they drain the blood and put in a synthetic blood. All crazy stuff.
No, you must not. You must find a way to control him.
There is no way. We must destroy him. Then we can complete mobilization of the second Astroman, whose brain is morally pure.
It's far out. And entertaining, above all. Wayne Rogers had brought Peter over to the set when we were shooting right next to NBC. I can't think of the name of the nightclub. It's a very pretty place. That's the one where I did the bongos and all that. Tourist Satana and Rafael Campos were in a very serious, heavy conversation with this guy that was blackmailing them.
There were some complications, some additional expenses. I find the original price insufficient.
Wait a minute.
And he wanted double the money, and it was so serious, and the guy reached in here to get the tape, and Raphael pulls out a knife real quick. And about this time, Vince Barbie, who used to lay claim to having killed more people, I think his last number was 340 people he had killed in movies, and he always played mafia parts and so on. But he stood there and he's watching this. So in comes Peter Falk, and he says, "Hey, bud, you got change for a quarter?" And it was so funny that it just completely broke the mood, and it was during the only time when Vince Barbie was so intently focused on, what was going on, because they knew he had to take care of this double crosser, and it was too funny. It just didn't fit, so he had to cut him out. Peter Falk cut him out. I kind of isolated myself. I never aligned myself with anybody else. I didn't want to get involved with other distributors because, maybe they'll put up a few dollars and then they own the movie. So I was always independent. I maintained, not as a renegade, but a loner, so to speak. So I didn't pay much attention to what anyone else is doing. So to this day I get emails. What was this like? What was that like? How many of the other people? I had to list about 10 guys I knew in Hollywood who made movies, but most of them made 1 or 2 movies and either gave it up or disappeared or whatever. Hollywood was a busy place for me. I think in the mid-60s I just was going day and night, either shooting for somebody, directing my own movies, editing in the editing bay, traveling to open up my movies here or there, wherever they had openings. If I couldn't send my sales manager, I would go myself. And then about 73, 4, 5, it began to dissipate. The drive-ins were beginning to phase out. In 77, I made the Worm Eaters. I heard people, I would go to the conventions. I always went to all the conventions. And I heard people talking about the theaters. Yeah, we got these independent movies from guys like Ted Michaels. And it's good because we don't have to send them their money. Sometimes for months we can use their money and, build more drive-ins or whatever. And so by 78, 79, it was tough.
somebody emailed me the other day and they said, Ted, you're pressing 80 years old. What are you taking? I've never accepted the fact that you have to quit. Why would I quit what I love to do? What am I going to do, sit and look out the window?
Make movies! Movies! I'm already thinking about the next one. Yeah, I'm already thinking about the next movie. Let's see, what can I make? Do I want to do another sequel of Astro Zombies? Nah, machete chopping is another Corpse Grinders. Maybe a lot of people in the world know about Corpse Grinders. Corpse Grinders 3 may not be a bad. I don't know. I'll dream up something.